in this video we will discuss about the next process of gametogenesis, that is oogenesis. Oogenesis. Oogenesis is the process of formation of ova, or you can say egg cell. So, in this oogenesis process, as already we discussed the spermatogenesis process, the same thing will happen. From the germ cell, the other ova or egg cells will form. And this oogenesis process takes place in 3 steps. Okay, that is the same: multiplication phase, growth phase, and maturation phase. But before going on to that, the oogenesis process actually starts with the fertile life. So let us see. Suppose the baby is of first month. Okay. During the first month of the fertile development, or zygote when divided to form the complete embryonic development or the fertile development, at the first month only around 1500 to 1700 oocytes or oogoniums will produce. So better you can write here the oogoniums or germ cells will produce. Okay, oogoniums are there. And during second to third month, it will reaches to some 6.6 million cells, and similarly in fifth month or to up to 7th month, there are up to 7 million oogoniums will produce. This is before childbirth. Remember, before childbirth, these things will take place. Okay. So, after this, there is a small reduction of things takes place. Plus, why the reduced number? See, during the childbirth, only few cells are remaining. Okay, oogoniums will remain in the ovary. Okay, around you can say 60 to 80,000 only, or you can, before that it takes suppose 500 cells are oogonium cells, or 50,000 oogonium cells are there. Okay, 50,000 oogoniums are there. Okay, so after this child suppose reaching to the puberty, okay, at puberty stage, it has only few oogonium cells. Okay, so you can examine, you can estimate this number also a little bit larger, and it is, you can find out there are 60 to 80,000 cells are there at puberty. So before that, out of these also some 500 only the oogoniums which undergoes the formation of the egg cell. So you can take to this one is a more numbers, like suppose 5 lakhs. Okay, oogoniums are there. So why these all in decreasing order takes place in oogonium cases? This is because, see, the oocytes which has to be formed, it has the follicle stage, and there are certain follicular stages in which what happened, the follicle shrinks, and when the that process is called as atresia. Okay, so when the follicle shrinks, it will slowly the oogonium may be destroyed. So by this process only, the number of oogonium slowly decreases. Okay, so this is all about information. Now what here, this is the process of oogenesis only, but here exactly the oogenesis process we will discuss in details. This is occurs in the before childbirth, and remember after childbirth there is no more addition of oogonium takes place. This is the final one. Okay. So after the childbirth, this may be the number of oogoniums will present, and when it reaches to the puberty stage, means the secondary growth always growth, secondary hormone formation when takes place, there are certain oogonium cells will be there, but finally or from that also there are only few oogonium cells are there which will produce the oocytes. This is all about the data of how much oogonium cells are there, all of these. So this oogenesis process, again we will discuss this on the same method, that it takes place in 3 steps. Okay, it takes place in 3 steps. One is multiplication phase. Okay, multiplication phase, growth phase. Okay, growth phase and maturation phase. See, this process, this is the 3 steps of the oogenesis process. Okay, so these 3 steps, as already discussed the spermatogenesis process, the same way here this all takes place, but there are certain terms will come which you have to remember very carefully. So let us discuss with the multiplication phase. The same here, there is germinal epithelial cells are there. Epithelium cells. Okay. The big one, suppose, which are eggs, all are may not be what produce the oocytes, so very few are taking part in the formation of the oocytes or egg cells. So let us take one, germ cells, which divide mitotically to form oogoniums. So these are oogoniums. Okay, and these oogonium, suppose this is a oogonium which undergoes the formation of oocytes. So that the oogonium which is undergoes the formation of the oocyte is known as what? Primary oocyte. Okay, these primary oocytes, you see these all numbers are diploid only. Okay, now it has to undergo meiotic division to form haploids, right? So, and this is the meiotic 1. Okay, and it has to be again form the what? Meiosis 2. But here what happened? Let us discuss that one in a proper way. See, here this primary oocyte undergoes growth phase. Let us show that one in the diagram also. That primary oocyte undergoes growth phase. Okay. Growth phase, and this is what? Primary oocytes only. These primary oocyte when undergoes meiotic division 1, then they will form a polar body and a secondary oocyte. Secondary oocyte. Okay. This secondary oocyte again forms what? Here also this body undergoes the division process. And this secondary oocyte undergo formation of ova or egg cell, or you can say ootids. Okay, so this is the entire process which happened in the oogonium cells or the oogenesis process. Let us discuss in details by comparing this diagram. Okay, so first of all, what will happen? There are certain we call the ovarian structure. There are certain follicle stages are there and primary oocytes are there. The other cells may protect them by the formation of a follicle. Okay, that is inside one primary oocyte will be there and other will be primary follicles. Primary follicles or these follicles help to protect the oocyte, as well as it also helps in the nourishment of the cell. After this, what will happen? See, these primary follicles, there are certain changes occur inside the ovary. These primary follicle which is formed, see, germ cells undergoes division to form the many oogoniums, and one of the oogonium only undergoes the primary oocytes and other remaining in the follicular phase. Okay, one germ cell produce mitotical division will take place, multiplication phase. Okay, and in this many oogonium will produce, but only one of the cell undergoes to form the ova. So others remain in a follicular structure, so that they can give the protection to the primary oocyte as well as give the nourishment to them. After that, these follicles divided into two cells. Follicle cells divide into two types of cells. One is called granulosa cells, another one is theca cells. So this is about only the schematic representation of the oogonium. Actually, the structure little bit varies in this way. So these primary follicle divide into granulosa cells and theca cells. After that, the granulosa cells means up to the growth phase. Okay, primary follicle now divide into two parts, granulosa cells and theca cells. After that, they undergoes growth phase. In that growth phase, what happened? These cells combine together and form a bulk mass of cells that is called as what? Zona pellucida layer. Okay, and this zona pellucida layer is the formation of tertiary follicle also. You can remember this here. It is also formed what? Tertiary follicle stage. So understood or not? Primary follicle, then two layers of cells are there. So primary follicle and secondary follicle. Now what? Zona pellucida layer is occurs. So it is a indication of formation of what? Tertiary follicle. Please come back to the structure of ovary, which we already discussed. It is there in the video. So after that, this tertiary follicle formation takes place. After this, these follicles form a cavity or a fluid filled structure that is called as andrum. And now also primary oocyte stage is only there. So this is all about the growth phase. And in that case, what happened? The primary oocyte, when reaches to the growth phase, they get temporarily arrested. So that is the first resting phase also, you can say, in the oogenesis process. In the first resting phase, in prophase, okay, in prophase 1, there are two resting phases will occur in this process. First resting phase, you can find out primary oocyte, okay, when has to form the secondary oocyte. When convert into secondary oocyte at prophase, means at the starting phase only they will little bit taking rest. Means there are certain factors which may not be allowed to form the secondary oocyte. So because of what? The growth phase means here more activation activation of the sperm means activation of the oocytes will take place. More of the food and energy will be consumed by that, and the follicles will secrete the follicular secretion so that the oocyte become more active for the formation of, and cytoplasm also will be resume and generate more and more organelles. So these all are here because of that factor the primary oocyte get arrested, or you can say first resting phase will occur in this phase. After that the secondary oocyte has to be formed. That process is called as what? Maturation phase. In that what will happen? The primary oocyte again resume the functions. The primary oocyte by avoiding or solving all the factors problem, it will break down and convert into secondary oocyte. But here also you can remember one thing, that the secondary or second resting phase will be seen in metaphase. When it will happen? When secondary oocytes convert into ova, or you can say ootids. Okay. So when secondary oocyte which have to convert into egg cell, at that time also during metaphase it get arrested, or you can say it will get undergo second resting phase in the maturation phase. Okay. So at that time what happened? The ootids ootides will form. They are not exactly the ova, means up to metaphase it completed, but other phases also there to complete the meiosis 2 also. So at the this metaphase only they will release out towards the oviduct, and when the sperm enter they will go to the ampullar region of the oviduct. When sperm enter, after that only by this the spermentation and the certain factors are there which help them to divide further and convert into a complete ova structure. Understood? So here let us go for the again and make a quick recap here. Oogenesis process, the formation of ova or egg cell. It is oogenesis process starts with before childbirth. There are certain months given the data, and the number of oogonium cells will be developed, but at reaching the puberty stage the number of oogoniums will be decreases because of the follicular shrinkage. Okay, and after this also only very few cells are there which undergoes formation of egg cell. This oogenesis process takes place in 3 steps: multiplication phase, growth phase, maturation phase. Multiplication phase means in which they will multiply in number so that oogoniums, more and more oogoniums will be produced. Out of that, only one, suppose here we are showing the one oogonium undergoes the formation of primary oocytes, and these primary oocytes has to go through the growth phase, and after that they will form the secondary oocytes, then ootides. Secondary oocytes convert into ootides, and during this the polar bodies will form. Let us label this one polar bodies. So in this case you can see 3 polar bodies of formation takes place. 1, 2, 3. 3 polar body and only 1 ova or ootids will form. So this is you have to remember that 3 polar bodies are formed and 1 ootid cell is formed, and this polar body is extruded, or you can say slowly degenerated. Okay, this is the schematic representation of the oogenesis process. But when you go through this structure, oogenesis process, see the primary oocytes are there. Around that, say one of the oogonium will be take part in the formation of the ova. So other which are there, they will form a follicular layer that is called as primary follicle. Primary follicle divided into two cells. One is two layers, okay, layers of cells. One is granulosa cells, another one is theca cells. After that, they will join together and form a bulk mass of cells that is called as zona pellucida layer, or you can say to that stage is a tertiary follicular stage. After that, they will form a fluid filled cavity that is called as what? Antrum. And the function of that also what? To nourish and to protect the primary oocytes. And this is about the growth phase also. Multiplication phase, growth phase. Okay, after that maturation phase will take place. This phase, the secondary oocytes formation takes place and the bulk mass of cells also around it. After that, ovulation occurs and the ova will release, and see, in this phase what will happen? First and second resting phases takes place. First resting phases when takes place? When primary oocyte has to convert into secondary oocyte, they will not continuously divide into secondary oocyte. They will rest for some period for the growth phase. Okay. Then second resting phase will occur when the secondary oocyte convert into ova. Okay. And that ova arrested or rest at metaphase. Not the complete meiosis II at that time takes place. So metaphase will be resting phase, and by that phases only it will be released out in the process called ovulation. Ovulation is the process in which ova release out from the ovary towards the oviduct into the ampullary region. When sperms enter, at that time the ova undergoes the complete division and convert into the oocytes convert into a complete egg cells. Okay, this is the process of oogenesis.